Hey, good morning, team. Good morning, guys and girls. So, in this video, all right, what I'm gonna try to show you is how to use MyFitnessPal and basically how to sync that with your Fitbit, right? So that you can keep track of your calories, your macros, keep track of your fitness activity and basically just to get goals and and keep you in line in check to losing half a pound to a pound per week. I mean, really, that's what you want to aim for. You don't want to go any higher than that because more than likely your body will crash and you'll have a huge rebound. So the key to successful weight loss, to successful lifetime fitness, is to half a pound to a pound, which is about 600 to 700 calorie deficit per day, right? Some days might be a little bit higher, some days might be a little bit lower, but just consistently have a small deficit. Um, Sometimes you want to go a little bit larger, depending if you can handle it, but never for too long, right? You can get away with it for 2 or 3 days straight, and then try to go, try to be even. Don't overdo it. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna switch screens so you can see um, how I use my Fitness Pal, right? So all right, guys. So this is my Fitness Pal, right? So it's the app, and just so you guys can understand, right? So when I send you macros, okay, and so usually, on my Fitness Pal, you have the home page. You're gonna go to diary, right? All this stuff is gonna come out, and you can see basically I set my own goal to have 2,500 calories a day right now. Today I'm gonna eat 2,480, so that's pretty close, more than enough. Um, and as you can see, I put all my food, right? So for breakfast today, I had the coconut clusters, I had coffee, and I had 2 slices of bread with honey, right? Now the coconut clusters, right? So if you click on it, it gives you all the details. It has 11 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat. Now 68, 25, 7 is not necessarily great keto, right, per se, but like when I'm in keto, I do want to eat a little bit of sugars. Even though I want to have like a 68, 70% on my calories coming from fats. And then you have all these details here, right? So out of those 11 grams of carbs, 3 is fiber, 7 is sugars, right? And I only eat it once a day, so the sugar doesn't really add up too much, and I burn it when I exercise. If you turn your phone to the side, right, you can see each meal, how much fat, how much carbs, how much protein you're having. So for breakfast, I usually have about 34. That's not typical. That's only today because I'm in phase 2 right now. Okay, so you guys got to know the difference between phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is high fats. Phase 2 is carbs. All right. So then as a snack, I'm gonna have a snickerdoodle. Then I'm gonna have another snickerdoodle, right, with my meal, which is rice and beans, 2 eggs and ground turkey, all combined. It's all one meal, right? Um, and then that snickerdoodle, second snickerdoodle is after my workout. This is like around 9 a.m. when I have a little break, all right? And if you guys go all the way to the bottom, right, and you click on nutrition and you go to macros, you're gonna see, right? So today, 49% of my calories are gonna come from carbs, right? 50 close. This is my goal: 50, 25, 25. So if you guys, for the most part, if you put 50, 25, 25, you're gonna hit the goals that I send you, right? In phase 2, you want to have those fats um, lower than the number that I give you, right? So technically, in my case, I can have up to 90 grams of fat in phase 2, and I'm only eating 79, so I'm a little bit below that. I'm good with my protein. Doesn't have to be super high. 25% is more than enough. Okay, and then you can see all the nutrients, right? So out of the 305 carbs I'm eating today, 41 is fiber. So I'm actually eating like 260 grams of carbs. Um, and you can see all the sodium, potassium, all that good stuff, right? And if you want to compare numbers, let's say, for example, if you go back, let's go to the 24th, all right? So those numbers will be a little bit different. So if you go to the macros, all right, 60 on this day, 63% was fat. But if you look at the nutrients, out of 98 grams of carbs, 48 was fiber, right? So 24 grams of sugar, which brings my fat intake a little bit higher since we're not digesting those fiber, right? And of course, and you can see I always let's go back. Sorry, you can always see I set my carbs to 5%, my fats to 70%, my protein to 25. So for the most part, what I'm trying to focus on is making sure those carbs, even though sometimes they might be over 10%, if you actually do the net carbs, it's under like 5%, and maybe around 5-6%, and my fats are usually about 70%. Okay, so as long as you're over 60% in fats, you're pretty good. Okay, now when all this stuff, right, and all these things, when you add your meals and things like that, right? So in this one I had eggs, guacamole with a goat cheese, avocado, and a Angus, and 2 slices of bread. I started using 2 slices of bread the last few days because I ran out of a spinach wrap, and the spinach wrap was actually was awesome, man. I mean, the spinach wrap. Let's see if I can find it over here. So if we go to organic guacamole, light spinach, right there. All right, it was those out of those 15 grams of carbs, all right, that it says there. Um, 9 was fiber, so you only had like a net total of 6 grams of sugar, right? And it was a way for me to basically keep my carbs low and my fats high, right? So I only had 74 grams of carbs. And then this, we want to sync it, right, with your Fitbit, okay? So if you look at the Fitbit, okay, January 22nd, I burned 3,500 calories. Let's see. So we are looking at, today's the 29th, right? All right. And then here you can go and you can see if you go to calories eaten, right? If you scroll down, you can see your numbers like when you're over your calories. So I was over yesterday. This is today, so I'm gonna be definitely under at the end of the day, right? And then if you click on it and you go to 1 month, so on from 1/1 to 1/8, right? From December 1st to the 8th, I had an average of 750 calories deficit per day, which is what I recommend for you guys a lot, so you can you can start losing body fat. About a pound, half a pound to pound per week. On 1/8 to 115, I had an 812 average. All right, 115 to 122, I had a big deficit here. I mean, I went really hard on this one, so I lost a lot of body fat. And now, basically, from 120 to 129, I have about 218 calories per day average, which is basically I'm losing a little bit body fat a lot slower than the other days. But I'm in phase 2 now, and I'm gonna try to keep this deficit probably about 600 to 700 calories, kind of like over here. I'm gonna try to keep that deficit not too high. I'm only doing phase 2 for 2 weeks because I'm on that 2-2 cycle, so I can lean out. If I'm trying to build muscle, build size, these numbers gonna be probably I'm gonna be probably a little bit of a surplus instead of a negative, right? So I'm gonna try to stay in the zone as much as possible, if possible, when I'm trying to like get bigger, get more strength, get more power, etc. Right? So it all depends on where I'm at. So right now I'm trying to get ready for a show, so I'm gonna try to maintain the deficit even when I'm in phase 2. Okay, and then in 2 weeks, maybe a little bit sooner than that, I'm gonna go back to phase 1 to just go ahead and try to get as lean as possible so I can get ready for my show. All right. So it all depends on what program you guys are on, and this is something that, of course, that I help you out with, and I try to guide you through, right? But if you can see the Fitbit, I definitely recommend it. Um, you can see like Saturday I burned 3,100 calories, and then Friday I burned almost 3,400. On average, I burned about 34 to I had 4,000 calorie deficit, calorie burn on Thursday, right? And some days are higher than others, but on average, I burn about 3,500 calories a day. So I have to eat between 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day to maintain that deficit. Okay, so All right, guys. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. My Fitbit is synced to my MyFitnessPal in order for me to get this whole calories eating thing. So it automatically pops up as long as I log in my food. I can automatically see all these things. So again, guys, step one, I recommend you get a Fitbit. Learn to use my MyFitnessPal. Learn to sync it with with your with your Fitbit, right? And that way you can keep track of everything. It's not so hard, man. It's very easy. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. All right. So I'll see you guys later, and let's get going. Let's get working. Let's make this a successful year. All right. See you later.